'Cause every time you tell me I look good and that I'm doing fine, but nothing ever changes.
I'm an overthinker. I used to be, or I still am. I think many of us find ourselves caught in the endless loop of planning, analyzing, and second guessing, only to realize that days, weeks, months, and even years have passed without taking any real action. Well, you're not alone. I know firsthand how paralyzing overthinking can be when it comes to pursuing your dreams and passions. I remember last year after posting my first VlogType YouTube video, I was stuck consuming a bunch of YouTube videos from my favorite creators and watching countless movies just to find some inspiration and also define my personal style. But let me explain. Well, at that time it felt like progress to me, but I've grown to realize that real progress comes from practice and execution. Despite my experience in making videos for a while, starting over on a new platform felt a bit daunting to me, because we all know starting isn't always the prettiest thing, but I've grown to realize that real progress comes from practice and execution. So why did I pick up my camera? Well, I picked up my camera mainly because I wanted to create more than I consume and also document my life. And you should too, because whether it's to share for the world to see or to keep so you can look back at them, there are no rules when it comes to documenting your life. So, if you're here for the ride, don't forget to subscribe. So when starting over, not everything is going to be perfect. In fact, most early attempts are going to be flawed. Not everything is going to go the way we want them to be, and we just have to be okay with it. In my own experience, I remember when I first got my camera, what was supposed to be my first video on this platform actually never made it. I felt it wasn't good enough. Maybe I didn't smile enough. I was underexposed, or I didn't get the angles right. But good or bad, that's just the name of the game. Starting. Creativity often involves hitting some roadblocks or encountering multiple fails. But instead of giving up and just throwing everything away, we just have to embrace the suck by persisting. Every person who started something new sucked at one point. I still believe I suck at talking to the camera. And you wouldn't believe if I tell you I shot these multiple times. That's just what makes the process fun. Don't beat yourself up when you make mistakes, and remember to just laugh at them and don't take things so seriously. What matters is you always take the step to improve. And also, one advice I would give is share your work. Creativity requires some level of vulnerability, and when you share your work, you obviously expose yourself to some level of criticism and judgment, which can be a bit courageous to put yourself out there sometimes, even if they're not perfect. But I think vulnerability is a sign of authenticity. Along the way, there are going to be obstacles that makes you feel like you've made the wrong pursuits and you should give up. But just keep showing up every day, trying to learn something new and improve. Because trust me, these fears never go away. You just learn to ignore them and push through. I needed to change my environment a bit. Alright, well, sometimes we think we need to be perfect before we make any real progress. We spend ages learning, searching for the flawless plan, and not enough time taking action. But here's what we need to remember. Real progress comes from doing and not just knowing. In my own creative journey, I've come to realize that the more I create, the more I move forward. While we all know learning is essential, it's actually when we start doing that we see real results. It's like exploring a new land. You have to be out there and see what works for you. Creating stuff is supposed to be fun, whether it's a cool project or just telling a story. It's about enjoying the process and not just worrying too much about being perfect. When you love the process and make things for the love of it, other people can see it. And this is how you get longevity as a creator. If you create for yourself, you're actually going to do it for decades. But if you create for the algorithm, at some point you're going to be burnt out. Yo, what the f? Most people are too busy with their own lives to nitpick at our work. So let's not stress about being perfect and create in the comfort of that, knowing for a fact that no one really cares. And here's an advice to myself and anyone who wants to hear this. Embrace the freedom to create without overthinking. Because progress isn't really about being flawless, but it's about taking action and enjoying the journey. So, if you like this video, stop thinking and start subscribing. Thanks for watching.